Hi guys! In this video we're going to look at whether statins can cause Achilles tendinopathy, and if so, why it may cause that in some people. My name is Maryke. I'm one of the physiotherapists from treatmyachilles.com, where you can get online physiotherapy assessment as well as treatment for your Achilles tendon injuries. Have a look at our website, the link's in the description of this video. Excellent. So statins are drugs that they use or prescribe for people with high cholesterol, where they feel that if they could lower the cholesterol, it may help their health. And they're really good at lowering cholesterol. But what the research is showing is that for some people, it can negatively affect their tendons, in that it can predispose them to Achilles tendinopathy. And for others, it may even predispose them to getting Achilles tendon tears. What the research is showing further is that if you're going to develop these symptoms, you usually get it within the first year of using statins. So if you're using your statins for longer than that, you're very unlikely that you'll get it, because you're likely used to your statins and they don't affect you negatively. Let me just make sure that's everything I wanted to say there. Yes, it is. So in this video, we're going to look at what statins actually does to the tendon, why you get tendinopathies or tears. Then we're going to look at whether it will definitely affect everybody or just some people, and who it may affect more. And then lastly, we're going to look at what you should do if you think it's affecting your tendons or your muscles. So how do statins actually affect the tendon? Now remember, your Achilles tendon specifically is really strong because it's got loads of collagen fibers that's aligned parallel with each other. And because you have all these fibers in the same line, it's extremely strong. But now what statins does is they come and affect the structure so that those fibers are no longer in parallel. They're now a little bit more bundled or disorganized. And that means that the tendon now softens. Something else that they do is that they can reduce the collagen content. So the overall number of collagen fibers decreases. Achilles tendons are also constantly producing new fibers to replace old or injured fibers, and statins actually reduce the rate at which you can form new collagen fibers. That's quite important for exercise, because whenever we exercise, the body sustains microtrauma, which is absolutely normal and what we need to stimulate it to grow stronger. But for it to repair itself and grow stronger, you need to be able to create new fibers and new collagen fibers. So if statin stops you from creating that or delays the process a bit, your recovery time will be much longer. Which means that if you try to train as you did before you took the statins, you'll end up with overuse injuries. And then lastly, you also have little cells in the tendon, and those cells have to migrate to wherever they need it to repair the tendon. And statin seems to decrease the rate at which those cells migrate. So again, it affects how quickly your tendon can repair from microtrauma and injury. So will you definitely get Achilles tendinopathy or a tear if you take statins? No, the research doesn't seem to say that everybody will get it. And for some people it seems to be dose dependent, but then there are studies out there that shows that only people with high doses of statins got the symptoms. But then other studies show that even low levels of statin use can affect tendons. They think that your genetic makeup may also determine how you react to it. So different genes react differently to different substances. Then it may also depend on what type of statin you're using. Some people do better on certain types of statins. What else was there? Oh yes, of course. Depending on what sporting activity you do. For instance, if you think again about tendon loading sports like running, if you run, you specifically work the Achilles tendon, so you'll get more microtrauma in there than somebody who swims, for instance. But if you're on statins, it will take longer for that microtrauma to repair now. So if you're a runner, it may be a good idea, if you have to use statins, to not go into marathon running or ultra running, but that you keep your distances shorter and make your rest periods longer, and maybe take up something like cross training as well. I know the last general guidelines I read about statin use in running was that they said if people were going to take up marathon training, they should really go off statins because they may not be able to repair so well. But you have to discuss this with your doctor before you attempt anything like that. And that takes us to the point about what should you do if you're getting muscle soreness, if you're getting tendon soreness, and you're thinking that statins is affecting your tendons and muscles. Speak to your doctor. There are plenty of different types of medication that can be prescribed. So there's not just one statin, there's several types of statins. But also, this type of thing is not a one size fits all. Some people's cholesterol can actually be controlled through lifestyle changes. So have an in-depth discussion with your doctor and see what the best way forward is for you. Excellent. So if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments, and you're also welcome to email me. But if you want more help with your Achilles injury, you're welcome to consult us via video call. Have a look at our link to our website is in the description of this video. Take care.